What's up, everyone, and welcome to DFS Today with me, myself, and I, Dan Dorrett. All right, it sounds like I can hear myself clearly. You guys cannot see my mic on stream today. I'm coming to you from a different location rather than normal. You guys will see this background multiple times. Just notes and everything up on the table with me, so no room for the mic. If you start to have trouble hearing me, let me know in chat. But I just checked the sound. Sounds like sound coming through okay. I'm going to preface this by saying this is a terrible day for DFS. I will be playing because I feel like there is some money to be made, obviously. And if I can make money, I'm going to play. That's what we do this for. I do this to make money. So I'm just going to jump right into this. This is not as neat as yesterday. You guys didn't see that yesterday, but bunch of scribble, bunch of good information written down on this paper. Guys getting scratched, just really took down a bunch of notes from all the research I did today. I'm going to jump into two teams first, and then I'm going to break this down player by player as well for other guys that I like. So first of all, let's talk about the team that everybody expects to be in the finals. Most people expect to be in the finals. We have the Warriors. Clay is out. Dre is out. Steph is out. David West is out. Patrick McCall is out. Iggy is questionable. Jordan Bell is in. So this leaves us with, where can we go on the Warriors to make up for some of these guys that are not playing tonight? Obviously, KD, 100% in cash games. If Kevin Durant is not in your cash game lineup, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong tonight. He should be in every cash lineup. He should be 100% owned. There's no reason to try to go contrarian on this in cash games. GPPs, I can completely understand. But cash games, you do not need to go contrarian with this guy. This leaves us with some other guys. Iggy could be eased back in. Be careful with him. He's a GPP guy for me. If I knew he was 100% and he was going to see a full allotment of minutes that I would expect him to see with all these guys out, then yeah, Iggy would be 80% owned in my lineups. Caspi, no Draymond. He's going to see some minutes. JaVale McGee, no Draymond as well. He could see a bunch of minutes. If he sees 25 to 30 minutes tonight, he could be someone. He's someone GPP for me. He's cheap. I don't expect him to be that highly owned, but I'll be honest, ownership percentage for me is something tonight. Is something that's really hard to judge. That's why I'm playing cautious. I normally play about 50% of my bankroll. This is a 4-game slate. There's a lot of injuries across these games. Ownership percentage is going to be wacky tonight, so please play carefully. Nick Young is a GPP guy I really like tonight. If he's on, he's on. If he's off, he's off. But he's going to be getting the shooting guard minutes, and depending on how much Iggy's going to play is going to depend on how many minutes Nick Young plays, in my opinion. It's going to be Sean Livingston and Quinn Cook splitting the point guard minutes. Quinn Cook he's 3.5K. I expect him to see 30-plus minutes tonight. But tread lightly. His last 2 games have been crap. He's not produced anything in his last 2 games. Jordan Bell, I have a little bit of interest in. Jordan Bell, Omar Caspi, and JaVale McGee, any of these guys could play 30 minutes, or any of these guys could play 15 minutes. So all these guys are GPP guys for me. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up. So KD is a 100%. Other guys that I'm looking at tonight, Nick Young, Quinn Cook, Iggy, I have no interest in. I have no interest at all in Sean Livingston, and I have slight interest in Jordan Bell. Now let's go to the other team. I'm going to list these guys for you. Brown, out. Horford, out. Smart, out. Thies, out. Kyrie, out. Who do we have left to play, you ask? Terry Rozier, I expect him to get big minutes, cash game locked. Jason Tatum, Al Horford's out. Could see enough in minutes. He is coming back tonight, so that is something to work. That is something to tread on. Marcus Morris, Al Horford's out. Jason Tatum's coming back from injury. Greg Monroe is Greg Monroe. I don't expect his role to change much. So that means we have Morris and Tatum. I like both of those guys over Monroe. Well, apparently my dog's really thirsty. I apologize about that. So Morris is the guy I would be going more towards. It's going to be a battle of brothers down low with him and Markeith. I like Marcus a lot more tonight. Terry Rozier can get big minutes. Larkin. Larkin is a guy that I have slight interest in for GPP because he needs 23 fantasy points to 6, and he's very cheap. So he's someone we can look at in a GPP if we're trying to squeeze in guys like a Giannis and a Durant in the same lineup. Squeeze both of those guys in. You have an average of about 5.2K left per position player. All right, so now I'm going to get into some of these other guys. This next guy right here, he's my only DK only guy. That's Brandon Jennings. He's 4.4. He needs about 25 fantasy points to reach 5.5 to get about 5.5x on his one is to reach value in cash. DK only guy for me tonight. I don't expect him to triple-double. I don't expect him to put up 40 fantasy points, but I can see him getting us about 30 to 35 tops. So he's a guy I have interest in. De'Aaron Fox, 5K in his last – in similar spots like the one he's in tonight. He's averaging about 33 minutes and about 30 fantasy points. He's coming in at 5K. So if he's going to get you those 30 fantasy points, that's a 6X on his value. So he's a cash game only guy for me as well. Julius Randle. Ingram's out, which means Kuzma's going to be playing more to 3. Kuzma did leave the last game with a sprained ankle. So his minutes could be monitored, or what looked like a sprained ankle. So his minutes could be monitored tonight as well. So let's keep an eye on that. But in his last 2 games, he's played right around 40 minutes. His prices came down on FanDuel, which means he is an elite play for me tonight. Giannis is Giannis. You can squeeze KD and Giannis in. Giannis is a GPP guy for me. I feel like he's slightly overpriced, simply because KD's coming in at like 10.5. Giannis is about 12K. So KD over Giannis, but Giannis is in play for me tonight as well. All right. So now let's move on. Next, we have Middleton. Middleton's going to log. I have him projected for about 35-plus minutes. He's coming in at 7.4K. He needs about 37 fantasy points to reach value. GPP guy for me tonight. These next 2 guys I want to talk about here are I need to preface this by saying that these 2 guys are only in play for me if Aaron Gordon is out. If Aaron Gordon is in, not interested. First guy is Vucevic. Milwaukee's bigs suck. I'm a Milwaukee fan, so I can say that. Bigs are terrible. With Gordon and Fournier out, Vucevic averages 1.35 fantasy points per minute, and his true usage rate is about 30%. So with those 2 guys out, it makes Vucevic close to an elite play. The other guy I have interest in from this team, if Gordon's out, is Hazonia, and that's strictly because of price. He's going to allow you to get in some of these other top-tier guys, and he's going to see somewhere between 25 and 30 minutes if Gordon's out. If Gordon is in, I am not interested in either of these guys. Next guy, Skodoransky. He's coming in at 5.7K. He's a GPP play for me. He's going to need about 30 to 35 fantasy points, and he's been playing very well. Tread lightly with him, kind of. If he fits, I'm okay with it. GPP only. Terry Rozier and Larkin are plus defenders, so that's something that has me slightly worried and doesn't put me all in on him tonight. Next couple guys I want to talk about. Another team with some pretty important injuries tonight is the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade's out. Whiteside's out. Jay Rich is doubtful. So that means Winslow's in play for me. Tyler Johnson is almost a lock for me in GPP. He's at least going to be in 60% of my GPP lineups. It's a light night for me. I'm playing a lot of low-dollar games to kind of give myself a little bit more diversity with all these injuries. And then the other guy I have This is a complete gut play. I have no statistics to back this up, but he will be in at least 3 of the 6 lineups I play in GPP. That's Bam Bam Adebayo. He's coming in at 4.3K. He's going to allow me to get some of these more expensive guys in. Winslow in his last 5 games is averaging 31 minutes and 32 fantasy points. So that's why he's in play tonight. And you got these guys out, which means they're going to be a shorter rotation. The only other guy I really have interest in from a fantasy standpoint tonight is Lonzo. He's a pivot from Rozier in GPPs. Instead of taking that chalk in GPPs, you can pivot to him. You can pivot to Isaiah. You can pivot to a couple of different guys. He had a bad game last night and still finished with 39 fantasy points, which is more than value. So if you guys have any questions for me, throw them in chat. If not, I'm going to wrap this up as soon as I'm done going over the lines for tonight. It's a 4-game slate. There's honestly not much to talk about. There's a ton of injuries. Please play carefully tonight. I'm going to jump into these lines and let you know if there's anything I'm really interested in from a betting standpoint. There's not much. I'm kind of waiting till tomorrow, and I'm just going to have a lot of fun with the NCAA tournament. But I am going to look through those tonight. There has been some slight changes to the lines from when I looked at them earlier, but any questions, throw them in chat now, season long or daily. Okay, based on this Milwaukee line, it just moved from 9.5 to 10.5. That makes me believe Aaron Gordon will not play tonight. So that solidifies, in my opinion, Vucevic and Hazonia being even better plays tonight. This line is moving. It's moved 1.5 since I opened up the lines from earlier. Washington minus 3.5 against Boston in Boston. It's hard not to take Washington minus the points tonight simply because everyone's out. So, but I mean, I'm probably not going to touch it. If you force me to, I'd take Washington. I like the under in that game. Miami against Sacramento. I'll take Sacramento plus the points. And then the Lakers plus 6.5. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm actually probably gonna. I'm gonna take that tonight. I might go a little heavy on that one. Lakers plus 6.5. That's against a really, really, really depleted Golden State team. So I'm probably gonna lock that in here as soon as I actually finish up this show. I did not get any questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, guys. You guys can catch me here tomorrow about the same time, sometime between 5 and 5:30. So we'll call that 5:15 most likely, unless I need a little time to get some stuff together for the show. But with that, I'm out. Peace.